Hi, everybody. This is Tim Clay. I am a property manager of a number of HOA communities. I'm also the president of my HOA community where I reside, and wanted to talk to you a little bit today about the Corporate Transparency Act. Now, I'm not really going to go into what it is, other than to say, one, I'm not an attorney, so you are encouraged to seek legal advice from your own legal counsel for your HOA or individually. But mainly, what I'll say is based on the information I've received from a number of attorneys, and I even attended a class on this, the Corporate Transparency Act applies to pretty much all HOAs. There may be some exceptions, but it's going to be pretty few. So most HOAs are going to have to file with the federal government. They're going to have to complete a reporting form and submit that. So what I wanted to do today is really just show you the government system and how easy it is to register. So you have some options. You can use a third party. There's a lot of third parties that will charge you to do this, or you can designate somebody on your board to do this for you. And I'm not making a recommendation one way or another, but really this does not take very long. So when you search for Corporate Transparency Act, the very first thing that pops up is the government's website where you would actually complete the information. And you have a couple choices here when you come. You can file either the report or it says create a FINCEN ID. So what does all of this mean? So the law says that all these corporations have to submit a report, and that report will give information on the company itself, as well as what it calls beneficial owners. And as this applies to HOAs, the beneficial owner will be the board member. Now, there have been a number of lawsuits filed. The Community Associations Institute, also known as CAI, is pushing to have these rules modified so that HOAs are exempted. But as it is right now, all board members of the HOAs that don't have an exemption have to be included on this report. So I'm going to go to the report first, and you can click to get started. Filing, if you file online, it's really simple. You click agree. It's going to prompt you. So what kind of filing are you doing? Initial report. Next, the reporting company's legal name. You would put that in. Tax identification information. So your the EIN for the reporting company and the address. Now, I'm not going to go through and fill all these out. I'm actually going to pull up the PDF version of this so that you can look at it without me having to fill everything out as we go page by page. It'll be a little bit quicker. So you put the reporting company's legal name. This is going to be the HOA name. So Nashville, Tennessee HOA, hypothetically, go right there. Tax identification type. So it's a privately owned. You may have a social security number. Most of pretty much all the HOAs, I'm not sure of any exceptions, will have an EIN that would be the type. Put in the number. This, if you're unless you're a foreign corporation, and I don't know of this situation where a HOA would be because they're all located here. So you wouldn't have to fill that out, as I understand it. Country would be obviously the U.S. Fill out this information. Current address, you fill all that out. And then here's the actual report. Again, so you'd put, so this is going to be the reporting company applicant information. So this would be the individual who's filling out this report. So if it's, say, the board president, his name's John Doe, he would put Doe, John, complete his personal information. If he has already registered and got a FinCEN ID, which I'll go over in a minute, he could skip filling all this out because he will have already done it. So he would just put in his phone number. he would just put in his FinCEN ID number, and that would be all that would be required. Beneficial ownership information. So this is what has to be filled out for each board member. So whoever's filing this report will either need your FinCEN ID number, if you choose to get that on your own, or you'll need to provide him with first, last name, your address, um, what type of ID you're providing, be state issued driver's license, passport. You put the number in, and then you'd end up uploading that document. But there is an option if you're not comfortable giving that information to a third party or giving that information to one specific board member. You do have another option, which we'll go over here in just a minute. Once all this is done, again, this is a PDF version, so you could either upload the PDF version. Obviously, doing it online is going to be easier. You fill it out and click next. But once it's done, you're done. Um, if you have an election, so when you have your annual meeting, if the board changes, you have 30 days to go in and update this report. Now, let's go back a second. Okay, so let's say you're a board member, but you don't want to provide that copy of your driver's license to either a third party or to one of the board members. You can actually get your own FinCEN ID number, which means when they go to fill out that form, the only thing they have to put down is that number, and the government will already have it. So to create your own FinCEN ID, you would click here. You'll have to create an account with the government. I've already done that. They're going to send me my one-time code. Then it's going to ask me to fill out the application. So I put my first, last name, date of birth. You can use either your residential address or you can use your business address, your identification type. So you can use state issued driver's license, tribe issued ID, passport. And once you've done that, so let's say I click on that, it'll ask me for the driver's license number. That would be US, the state. Once you've completed that, you would upload the picture of your driver's license or passport. Click that you agree. And of course, it's going to ask for all that stuff. You would hit submit. Once you hit submit, it's going to give you your FinCEN ID number. You can write that down, print the screen to save it. But you want to keep up with that number because that is your FinCEN number that you can then provide to whoever's going to be reporting on your company. It's really that simple. I was pleasantly surprised at how user-friendly the website is. Again, if you have any questions, I recommend you contact your attorney. But as I understand the law right now, and as it was presented in a class taught by a panel of lawyers, if you are a board member in an HOA, you are required to be identified in the HOA report that has to be submitted. Thank you. I'm Tim Clay. Have a good day.